All right, welcome again, DG with Papa Ian. So we're just gonna go through the sample question just to keep things simple. So we're gonna go the multiple choice question, and we are going to do question number 2, 3, 7, 9, and 10 based on the recommendation. So let's do that. So we're just gonna go and answer the question with the key, but I am keen to explore the reason why. So let me see if I have my notes from that one. I did go through this one last time. So question number 2 is on page 23. So if you want to find things easily as well, you can go into page 375, which is your index. So that is your search engine for your book. And then what we need to do is you just have to find U that says usability principle, usability principle interfaces, and then it gives us page. So we are on page 382, usability principle, that give us and take us back to page 22 and 231. So let's just go page 22. Okay, so we have usability principle. So screen-based user interface must dynamically adjust for different sizes because device such as mobile phone has different aspect ratios. Which does it demonstrate? So we have utility. Utility means that how useful it is. Interface must provide functions to allow users to provide input and access output. So I don't think that sort of makes sense, but it's actually there. So my bad. So utility is correct because adjusting the screen size between the apps or the devices is actually called responsive web design. So responsiveness is actually part of utility. So if you look at page 23, we have portability, means that you can move it around, so it doesn't have to be just on the PC. And then you have the next one, which is responsiveness, which means that it allows you to adjust based on the screen size. So that is utility. So that's probably why we have in that one. So we have the next one is learnability, means that how useful it is. So that's where you got the card and effectiveness. And then you have accessibility, which is means that how easy it is for you to see it. And then you got safety, which is the consent. So very interesting. So safety is about consent. So making sure data is safe. So that's why question number 2, the answer is utility. All right. Question number 3. Arranging and organizing the UI elements of a user interface demonstrates the use of what it says, principle of visual communication. So what page number do I have on this one? This one is page 99. So that one is page 99. I don't have a drawing tool in here, so I wish the wrong one. So page 99. So let's have a look. 93, 95, 99. So page on 99, we have principles of visual communication, which is basically your alignment. So you're aligning everything, repetitions, contrast, and hierarchy, balance, proximity, harmony. Okay, cool. So I'm happy with that. So that one is the principle of visual communications, which is comes from page 99. Right. So now we're going to question number 7. This is where I like the best. All right, cool. So question number 7, the algorithm output data based on the user inputs. So let me switch this to Microsoft Edge. Give me 1 second. All right. So we're switching to Microsoft Edge so that we can write on it. So let's go, right? So we have two variables here, first num and second num. So let's do F first num and then we do second num. Okay. So let's delete that one so that we don't. Okay, so now for I equals to 1 to first num. Okay, cool. So what the user enter? The user enter first num to be 6 and second num to be 10. All right, cool. So this is a reference point. So apparently first num and second num is actually a reference point. And now we have I and J. So let's find. So let's do I and then let's do J. So I starts from 1. So when I is 1, 1 to 6. So when I is 1, it goes to J, and then it goes to J to second num. So J also starts from 1. And then it says calculate result equals I times J. So that one basically 1 times 1 equals to 1. So this is the result. And then that one comes 1. So they say I times J equals to 1. Okay, cool. And then it goes here. I is still 1. Now J is 2. So now 1 times 2 equals 2. And then it goes back up again and still on the J. So this will gonna go all the way down until that reaches 10, which then that end up to be 10. So, so the question here is that how many times line number 6 will be executed? So that's the question. So what we know here is that for every I, so for every I, so for every I here, we are going to execute J 10 times. So we're gonna repeat or loop J 10 times, which then trigger the calculate 10 times. So if I is 1, J, this one has been done 10 times. And then when then it goes back up, I is 2, J here is going to be executed another 10 times. So now we have 20 times. So that's going to be keep going. So once we got that, we can apply our simple math. Basically, we say, okay, so I will be repeated 6 times because we have a 6 here. And every time we go through an element on I, we repeat the J 10 times. And because this is inside the J, we're also going to do that one 10 times as well. So we have 10 times 6, and that allows us to end up with 60, which is question 7, number D. Hope that is clear. Right, so now we go question 9. It's very simple. In the Data Dictionary, where all the item types are numeric, which item should be stored as float? Well, what do you think? Well, the answer is D, wholesale price. Why? Shoe ID is very straightforward. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's always a whole number. ID is always a whole number. Quantity, you never have like 1.5 shoes. So it's always going to be whole number. Number of sold, basically the same thing. How many pairs of shoes you're selling? 1, 2, 3. Now, the wholesale price is the one that is in the dollar. And so we need to do maybe $99.50. So that's why the wholesale price is needs to be a float. Right, last question, question 10. The table shows planets and stars in database with SQL query that will return the name and mean temperature. So we need the name and then we need the mean temperature for any planet with a diameter less than 50,000. 50,000 ordered in descending order of mean temperature. Okay, cool. So what we know is that we like the name and mean temperature. So let's filter that. Name, mean temperature. So all the selects from the question is correct. So we're happy with that. The table is called planets. So we're happy with that as well. So we can go with planets. And then we need to do the diameter. When the diameter is less than 500, 50,000. So we go where. We know that conditional, we use the where. where diameter less than 50,000. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. That one is, well, this bit is correct. We haven't reached the next point. Then we say ordered in descending order. So we need to use order by. However, we already found there's a few problems here. So the first problem is that one there. So that one is definitely a no. So we're just gonna cross that one. Now order by, that makes sense. So order by descending order of mean temperature. So order by mean temperature, that is correct, but this one here is a problem. We don't use descending, so we can take that one out. And then this one here is correct. We're just gonna keep it for now. In front here, we have a problem with the and, because you don't do and in the order by, so we can take that one out. So that's how for question 10 we end up with C. So you just have to figure out the sequel. If you know what the sequel, you write it down the sequel first, and then you can come back and check the answers. But for my point of view, I like to look at what the options and then just isolate what is correct and what is incorrect, and then that's how you go in that one. So that is a quick run through on question on the Digital Solution External Assessment 2023. I'll come back with the short responses because it's a little bit more work for it. So talk to you guys soon. Bye.